Well, hello YouTube peeps. As I knock this down, almost off the workbench here. I'm only holding it by one end, so I don't know what I expect here. Oh well. In this video, I guess this is where it wants to be. In this video, we're going to see how I built this contraption right here. Kind of an overview. I don't show every single step. I neglected to video certain steps of it, but you'll get the idea. It's not meant to be a tutorial, so you're kind of on your own to figure out how to do it on your particular tractor, if this is something you want to do. Now, why would you do this? If you're running a stock lawnmower that you're mowing the yard with, this is not for you. You would not be doing this. But if you're running a mud mower / off-road mower and you want to potentially upgrade your steering, hopefully this will work. Now, I have tried this once in the tractor and it kind of worked, but I had some issues, so I had to modify it. So, you know, I'll show that. And then, but in its present configuration, I have not yet tested it. So there will be a follow-up video at some point in the future, you know, a month or 2 or 3 down the line. But as you can see, I utilized pillow block bearings. Everywhere there was a plastic bushing, or even there was one bronze bushing or brass bushing, whatever it was. But everywhere there was a bushing, I've replaced with a pillow block bearing. And I fabricated it
in such a way that the 2 spurving bearings were in a direct line with a panometric fan.
As it was all removable, as in I can unbolt it if I ever need to get in here and replace any of these pillow block bearings. And there is the quality control manager right there. He's come to inspect my work. That is Nugget, my QC manager. Everybody say hello, Nugget. Anyway, back to what we were concentrating on. A couple of things about this. If you use my method, you will have to ditch the bar that goes through the frame rails that controls the deck height. Alright, without further ado, let's move forward on a brief overview of how I arrived at this point right here. You're gonna have to excuse the noise in the background. I got a fan going. It's freaking 85 degrees here at the end of February in Texas. I am looking to beef this thing up. We are looking to up our game. Now this, I'm not the first to do this. This is not my original idea. I've seen this done in a couple different videos on YouTube. We've got these, I think they're called pillow block bearings. Everywhere there's a bushing, and there's 4 places, I plan on putting one of these pillow block bearings. We're gonna have to do some cutting and welding because I want these to be bolt in. Yeah, that's what we got going. So check out this little piece of crap bushing. Really? Plastic. That's no bueno for caca. There's only one actual bushing, and that's like right here. But that is also going to get replaced with one of these bearings. Didn't even need a socket. What was I thinking? I know what I was doing. Anyway. And then that couldn't come out with yet another one of those piece of crap plastic bushings. And right here, another piece of crap plastic bushing.
What a piece of junk!
You want to eat that?
Sure.
Sure. Just so lousy bacon.
Just give me all the bacon and eggs you have.
Alright, I guess we're taking a break. I will be back. I don't know if you heard that, but bacon is being offered to me.
Give me all the bacon and eggs you have. Do you understand?
So, yeah, sorry. You guys lose. Bye. That bacon was good. So it looks like this is going to be a project. There's going to be some cutting and welding involved. I will do my best to video along the way. I'm not going to video everything I do. But yeah, that's the plan. Start cutting this up and start modifying. did it. Look at that. Would you just look at it?
Look at it. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Boom, 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 I think. I'm gonna take this and notch the crap out of it. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. Here's the next step. Take this over to the wire brush.
One hour later, 2 hours later, 3 hours later.
Well, as I was sitting there grinding away on this, I was thinking, well, first of all, I was thinking how sexy I must look on camera.
I think that's sexy.
And then the second thing I was thinking was, in order to get these bearings, make them replaceable, that's the whole idea of making them where they'll bolt on, I will have to make this bolt on as well. So I can't weld it, but what I can do is...
By all means, move at a glacial pace. You know how that thrills me.
make some corner braces for it, weld it onto here, and then where it meets this plate, make that part bolt on. So I'll need to be able to unbolt this piece right here in order to get to these bearings. Pretty good progress, I think. Just that amount of time, we got the spot welds on that drilled out, got that off. That bushing out of there, got that all ground down nice and flat and smooth. We're about ready to position these and mark some holes and drill them and whatnot. So what I did is, let me lift it straight up, get it off that shaft so I can show you. We just took a couple of 3/8 bolts, shaved down the top of the heads so that it would clear this shaft, and then just kind of crappily welded it onto this plate. Thankfully, grinders and paint makes us the welders we ain't.
You're not funny.
This center inner race, whatever you want to call it, it can pivot. I can't do it by hand, but I can move this shaft forward, back, left to right, and what that does is it kind of sets like my backlash on these gears. If you get too much backlash, the teeth can skip. Too much or too little backlash, and it gets hard to turn. So I tried to set it, you know, still a little bit on the tight side, but you know, not so tight that that it got hard to turn. I'll probably do that and just have it set on like a little plate that comes all the way across, weld it here, and this whole piece will still be removable if I ever need to get in here and replace these pillow block bearings, which I kind of doubt that I ever will. I hope I'm going like way overboard on this. That's what I'm going for. All right, I lucked out. I found this little piece of 3/16 inch bar stock, and I need minimum of 4.5 inches.
That's what she said.
For each pillow block. That piece right there measures exactly 9 inches.
That's what she said. That's what she said. That's what she said.
So I'm gonna cut that in half. I'm an idiot.
You stupid idiot.
This handle for the vise was sticking up and stopping the saw from coming down any further. That is a pretty straight cut. I can see it's a little crooked. These portable band saws on these little holder jigs, whatever you want to call them, They don't make the straightest cuts, but straighter than I would have done with my zippy wheel. Okay, so my little steering idea with the pillow block bearings didn't quite work so well. I'm not going to completely abandon it, but as you can see, it's skipping. And I know what the problem is. Yeah, totally skipping. I know what the problem is. There's not enough support. I only put one bearing on the actual like sector shaft. That's what I'm calling it. You know, you got your pinion shaft, which is connected straight to the steering wheel. Then you got the sector shaft, which connects to the drag link, which steers the front end. So I'm gonna lift it up in the air and get the steering shaft out. Don't need the steering wheel, don't need that. So let's get busy. Everything a little final tight. Got a high-class, sophisticated tool holder system over here, as you can see.
Oh, my sweet Jesus. That's rad.
We'll try quarter turn, because why not? Alrighty, the part I made in the lathe is in there. The plate is welded in, the mounting plate for the pillow block bearing. That goes back on and lines up, but not yet. It's still a little worn from the welding. Not the greatest looking welds, but it'll hold that plate on there. It's not going to take much force, so I welded it on the bottom as well. I guarantee it ain't going nowhere. It just ain't pretty. I still got some work to do on my welding, but I'm going to throw a little paint on it to, you know, in case any corrosion decides it wants to try to happen. And here is the finished product. Finished product? Question mark? I hope this is the finished product. There's that piece that I machined. Make a little extension shaft so that I could put another pillow block bearing. So that gives that shaft 2, where this shaft has the 2 here, and it'll have a 3rd near the top where there was just a plastic bushing. I hope that I built this good enough. As you can see, I went to great lengths to make it all removable, so if I ever need to get in here and replace any of these bearings, I can do so. Try to show, and I will make a separate video if this turns out to be a fail. Now, I already had it in the tractor before I added this extra bearing, and it was an issue. What was happening was this shaft right here was able to free float without this bearing here. I thought one bearing down here would be enough to support it. Well, these bearings are self-aligning, so they've got some movement in them. They can twist, okay? And what was happening was this bottom bearing was allowing the shaft to flex. And when it was flexing, it was moving this, I call it a sector shaft,
Is what I want to say.
but this steering shaft, if you will, it was walking away from this pinion gear, and when that happened, the steering would start skipping. As in, you turn the wheel and you just hear it go clunk, 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 and nothing was happening with the steering. So I'm hoping that this additional bearing helps with that. If you're thinking about doing something similar, check back, you know, in the future. I don't know how long it'll be, a month or 2 or 3. I'll make an update video one way or another, whether it was a success or a failure. Well, for now, that is going to conclude this video. Please like my video, consider subscribing, and smash that bell, because what the hell. And that is it. Toodles.
It's over. Go home.